feeling extra chaotic today. It's your host, Chris.
And Bianca. And this is episode 3, where we're going to take some emo songs that we grew up on and relate them to how applicable they are in our adult life now.
So to prime ourselves for that, we were just listening to a bunch of emo music. And I think we're laughing because we were singing our fucking guts out. And we're in a better mood than we were, I think. Yeah.
I think so. I think this little hype dance sing sesh before our podcast definitely helped a little bit get the nerves out.
I think so too. At least get you in the zone.
Yeah. So today's episode I thought of because you were working at one of the consulting gig stuff that we have, an event, and then I was on my way to get our daughter from daycare, and I had a very long day, and it's been very exhausting, and I feel like I don't have a moment to breathe. That I was like, you know what I need to do right now? I just need to scream in the car and cry and yell and sing.
That's the best.
So I played the emo playlist, and it felt fucking awesome. I was singing my lungs out, full blast. And at first my old self was like, oh, this is too loud. I need to turn it down. And I was like, no, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. And your ears adjust. Yeah. I haven't listened to music that loud in a minute. So, yeah. And I was just driving, doing my thing and screaming and crying a little bit. And, it's like what we say. It's not a midlife. If it's not a midlife crisis and it's not a quarter life crisis, then it's just a crisis. And that's us. Yeah. We are just in a permanent state of crisis.
Crisis era. Yeah. Hashtag.
Yep. All of the above. Yeah. So that was the inspiration of when I was like, okay, AI, we need to figure out an episode outline. And that's what we, now we're here and we're going to see how this goes.
We're going to see how it goes. And also, I'm going to, When We Were Young, this weekend in Vegas. This will come out a couple days after I get back, but I'm going to a concert of all of the bands that came out when we were young. Actually, there's a lot of new bands. I was going through it. There's a lot of new bands, but there's a lot of stuff that I love. A lot of people that I love that will be performing, so that's exciting.
Any shout outs specifically to someone?
Offspring.
Okay.
Panic at the Disco. Blink-182.
So cool.
Yeah. I've seen Panic at the Disco before. They're really good. I've never seen Offspring. I didn't even know they toured anymore, but it makes sense.
Oh, you're going to have so much fun.
7-Eleven is the sponsor. So wait. 7-Eleven is the sponsor for When We Were Young.
That's perfect.
Yeah. I hear there's pools of Mountain Dew for us to swim into.
Well, I remember when they would freaking, the trucks would come around. And I lived in the freaking suburbs, right? And so the trucks would come around and it wasn't Mountain Dew. What was it? Monsters. And they would have monster drinking contests. I literally think these 22-year-old monster kids, monster truck kids just came around just to fucking laugh at the middle schoolers puking in front of Best Buy. Just to be like, oh, yeah, we're
you drink too much
here.
Monster.
Yeah. I don't know. So insane.
That's so funny.
So 7-Eleven, I think that's fitting.
I think so.
I think that's pretty good.
I'm not mad at it.
Hopefully they have some 7-Eleven treats, all over the place. That's the perfect concert for you.
Yeah. I'm excited. I haven't been to a lot of concerts, so I think it's a good concert to go to.
It's been a minute since I've been in a concert, so we should figure that out soon.
Let's get
So anyway, yeah. So I think the irony of it all is that, we thought that emo anthems of our youth were just about teenage heartbreak and angst and rage, but it turns out they were accidental survival guides for the chaos of modern adulthood. Dun 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 dun. Today we're putting on the classics or emo classics, and oh god, can you even say classics? It feels so weird. And figuring out what music accidentally got right about our future.
Yeah. I always thought that it was weird that a bunch of mid-20-year-olds were singing to a bunch of they were singing to other people, but that music connected with me at 14, 15. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? But
yeah, but when you're turning something, not even that the lyrics are simple, but the idea is simple, the feeling is simple, yet it can be applied to so many different situations and scenarios, as I guess we'll figure out. So
Yeah. Can't wait.
Okay. Do you want to do the first one?
Sure. Self-worth barometer. What we thought it meant then was that it was a desperate song about trying to get it right for a single person, a profound pain and feeling like you're falling for them. It was simple romantic quest to be their only one. Right. I can resonate with that.
It's just, I was just going to say, it's so funny. Like, when it said, like, that one person, I don't know, when you're, like, that young, you're just like, oh, this one person.
I remember my
dad. And it could be, like, a different person, like, 6 months down the road.
Yeah.
And it's still, like, oh, it's just, like, everything.
I remember my dad telling me when I was young, he was like, you should try to date a lot. And I was like, why? And he's like, because, like, the likelihood that you'll be with the first person that you're with is really unlikely. So just go for it. And I was like, you don't understand.
And you became boyfriend Truett.
That's
basically.
True. Yeah,
you had a lot of girlfriends
I dated
before
around. Me. Well, I mean, I think that it was like I was looking for a long-term relationship and looking for something that like worked and made sense. And I test drove some cars, and after a while I leased them, and I decided that that I didn't want them, and so I financed one when I found the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. How's that going?
It's great.
Okay, so this song, what it actually means now. This song was a training manual for This song was a training manual for tying our entire self-worth to a single external outcome we can't control in relationships, our careers, and life in general. It framed worthiness not as an inherent state, but as a brutal pass/fail test for our very soul. It taught us the toxic lesson that if we were just tried harder, screamed our lungs out, and were perfect enough, we could finally earn the right to exist. Ooh, that hurts.
That hurts.
This model now defines our relationship with a world that constantly moves the goalposts, leaving us with that familiar feeling of losing yourself to a job or a project, screaming for a validation that never comes. It's the constant gnawing pressure of feeling like we just can't get it right. Ooh, damn.
Yeah.
That was painfully accurate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of I can't remember whose song it was. Slit my wrists and black my eyes.
Well, so this is the lyrical evidence.
Oh.
Yeah, we can do lyrical evidence before if that makes more sense. But Yellowcard, only one. Here I go. I scream my lungs out and try to get to you.
You're my only one. I bet you guys didn't know you were going to get karaoke this episode, but...
Yeah, that clocks out.
Yeah. You were my only one. I screamed my lungs out for you.
Yeah, and then, like, how does that feeling not feel like, I'm doing everything I can?
And then the last part, I've been letting go of myself. I'm not the same. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that one hurts. I'm not sure I'm ready to do more of those, but...
No, we do the positive stuff after.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So right now, it's just the painful stuff.
Great, that sounds fun.
So we start you guys off with the painful stuff, and then at the end of the episode, we want people to feel empowered, including ourselves, and, like, we can grow and we can do this shit.
Let's be in pain for the next 25 minutes.
But at first, we gotta this, like, look at the wound, right?
Yeah,
so we're doing it.
Let's do it.
But that was, yeah, the validation and the worth and all of that.
For sure.
And like when I think of that song, like I know that feeling, and that totally is like the perfect feeling for like the adult state of what we're in. Right now.
I mean, I think that like when I think about this, I think about like the love, but I'm curious because it also mentions like a situation. Like I wonder if that, when neither of us went to college, well, not right away, I wonder if that resonates to people like applying for college and not getting into college, and it's kind of like things just don't work out the way that you want them to.
No, I think I think it applies to so many different situations, right? Yeah. All right. I want to read number 2, and you can do the lyric first, if that makes sense.
No, I don't want to do
okay,
let's do the lyric after. I like it, yeah. Because then we could play a guessing game, right?
Okay.
Okay, the romanticized pain. Okay, what we thought it meant. My profound teenage sadness made me deep, poetic, and interesting. Wallowing in it was a badge of honor and separated me from happy, shallow masses. What? Yeah.
I mean,
You
that's
don't
a teenager.
understand me, and that makes me so cool. Yeah. And I'm better than you because you don't understand me. What it actually means now. This is just a literal description of adult burnout. Oh, fuck. It's the baseline. Wait. It's the baseline emotional state of being overworked, underslept, and existentially exhausted. The lyrics about being so sick of being tired weren't a metaphor. They were a prophecy about our lives fueled by caffeine and anxiety. The grim humor is that our generation was given a full soundtrack for this level of exhaustion 15 years before we'd actually need it. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Here's my AI prompt. AI, make me feel fucking terrible and use the last 20 years of evidence and slap me in the face with it. Thanks.
It's like so accurate.
Oh my God. Damn, that hurts. Oh.
The irony is real.
Okay. Oh, we were with the
Ooh.
lyrical evidence. This is you. We were just singing this. Actually.
We were.
This is the song we sang. We sang many songs before we started to get in the mood, but this one was the last one.
My Chemical Romance. I'm not okay. I'm not fucking K.
I like the I'm not fucking K.
Like literally,
Yeah.
that's what it says here.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking K.
Yep.
Okay, how do we feel about this? The romanticized pain. Wow. This is the literal description of adult burnout.
I like that part. Yeah.
This wasn't a metaphor, so sick of being tired. It was a prophecy about our lives fueled by caffeine and anxiety. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Back to those monster drinks outside Best Buy.
And throwing up.
Yeah.
And separates me from the happy, shallow masses.
Yeah. This one hit pretty hard. Yeah, I feel like it's it was cool. It was cool. I think it was cool to be like dark and deep, right? And I think that was the merit, right? Like the badge of honor to me wasn't necessarily like I fucking hate my life. The badge wasn't like I'm miserable. The badge was like
even though that was part of it.
I'm deep and misunderstood.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Right? It was more about I think the isolationism than it was about sadness.
I think it's about the complexity of an emotion like sadness.
Yeah.
And us exploring that complexity. Which honestly, I think by the end of the day is actually a good thing. I think as millennials, it's shaped us to at least see our emotions a little differently. You think like our parents sat there and thought about the complexity of their sadness? No. Instead, they bottled it all up and like it bled all over all the things in their life and us and how they, did stuff or other generations, whatever. Okay.
Yeah,
I think this is just going to be slaps in the face. So
yeah,
let's do it.
Fucking just let's rip the band-aids off, I guess.
Okay, so the codependent anthem. What we thought it meant then. My entire identity revolves around this one person. Kind of like the last one. Losing myself in them was the ultimate expression of romantic devotion. You're the only thing that's right in my life. Ooh. What it actually means now. This perfectly describes our deeply unhealthy codependent relationship with our professional identity.
Oh.
Woo! Our jobs, our side hustles, our LinkedIn profiles, our follower counts, these have become the external forces we allow to define us. We are desperately codependent just on the metrics and productivity instead of a high school crush.
Oof.
Lyrical evidence. Fall Out Boy. Sugar, we're going down. I'm not just a notch in your bedpost, but you're just a line in a song.
I'm just a notch in your bedpost, but you're just a line in a song. Yeah. Yeah. The professional career, I think, is... I think a lot of this was like us seeking an identity or needing an identity.
Oh, yeah.
And when the first person that we fell in love with wasn't the person we spent our entire life with, we needed somewhere to lodge our identity.
Yeah.
And I think it was easy to lodge your
And
identity into
think
your work.
I think when you're younger, the reason you can like, you know, put your identity so much with somebody that you love or your friendships, right? Is because that's like the first thing that like as high school, like relationships and friendships and all of those things are like such a big part of an high schooler's identity, right? But yeah, as you get older, I would definitely say that that can shift a little bit more to work and what you do for a living.
Yeah, for sure.
This perfectly describes our deeply unhealthy codependent relationship. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I wouldn't say our
The codependent
relationship's
anthem.
unhealthy, but
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Great.
What's next?
Grandiose gesture. Great. What we thought it meant then. Emotions have to be a huge, explosive, and theatrical to be considered real. A scream in a song's bridge was the only way to prove you deeply, truly cared. What it actually means now. This is a vital survival tool for an overstimulated nervous system. We live in a world of constant, low-grade digital noise. 1,000 notifications, endless scrolling, a relentless news cycle. Okay, now I'm just getting depressed. The grandiose gesture of a dramatic theatrical emotion is a way to generate a signal strong enough to cut through that static. It's a self-inflicted emotional flashbang that lets you feel one clear, powerful thing instead of 1,000 tiny anxieties. It's not a performance for others. It's a desperate act of focusing your own feelings. Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That feels pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Again, I keep using that word. But like a scream in a song's bridge was the only way to prove you truly deeply cared. I know. I'm like, we talked about this the other day. Like, why don't songs have bridges anymore? Those used to be the best parts.
Yeah.
It's like when they would like get soft or they would scream or like something would be different.
Oh, but like,
you know, and,
well, yeah.
and you could just like really, you know, say the words that they've already been saying, but say it with like emotion and drama-ishness, whatever that word is. And like, yeah, what it means now. Yeah, that's crazy.
Pretty crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. When somebody used to scream their fucking guts out, it didn't matter like if you liked the song or not. When somebody would scream their guts out, you're like, wow, that person fucking committed. And I think it immediately triggered like respect or admiration. You know what I mean? But yeah, I also like the idea of like 1,000 little anxieties. And now this grandiose gesture is our only way to cut through all of that.
So what do you think an example of this is in our adulthood?
It's probably when you like fucking snap. You know what I mean? Like it's like the fuck and you just like slam stuff and like you're like, ah, like that's the grandiose gesture because like instead of you just going like, fuck, this is really frustrating. It's just like, no, you need to explode. Because that explosion allows you to like reset.
Oh, maybe that's what it was talking about too, is like the overstimulation.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
Like,
and that's why it's saying it's a flashbang, is because it just stuns you out of it. Like, how many times have I been like doing the dishes and I like drop a fork while I'm washing it, and I just go like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, that makes me sound like a psychopath. Doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes it happens, right? And I'll like drop something and I'm like, ugh, like, and it just.
And then her daughter comes around the corner. Dad, that fuck's a bad word.
Fuck is a bad word, Dad. Yeah. And I drop something and I just get like really mad about it. And I go like, okay, that was silly, right? But I needed to do that.
I guess that could also
to
be
like reset my system.
Like all the intense content that sometimes we consume.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the algorithms issue too, right? There's a whole thing there. But like that's probably something that it's like tapping into a little bit, right?
For sure.
So lyrical evidence, Panic at the Disco. Okay, you ready? Let's sing it together. I
chime in with a haven't you people ever heard of closing the goddamn door. No. That's it. That's as much as it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. That makes sense.
I could see that.
Our need for theatrics.
I think that I still wish. I don't know. I don't know that I necessarily agree with the song entirely, but that's okay. I think it's good.
I feel like I feel like this song's totally theatrical and dramatic, and
I guess so.
yeah, I think it definitely evokes that like
I guess I was thinking of like the explosion.
Overstimulation, even the music video. I mean, like just like a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
And it's again like dramatic. You know, so I don't know. I think that
right.
resembles the feeling.
I guess I was thinking of just like an explosive moment in the song.
There's a lot of explosive moments. I think that the goddamn door. How is that not an explosive?
That's true.
Like lyric for people.
Yeah.
Anybody, weddings, whatever, they're gonna be singing it.
I retract my statement.
Okay, so did our AI host do a pretty good job?
Yeah, it did fine. Yeah.
Okay.
It did okay.
Are you doing the next one, or am I doing the next one?
I read the last one. It's your turn.
The Fortress of Solitude. What we thought it meant then. A cry of teenage alienation. No one understands what it's like to be me. It was about feeling alone in your room, in the school hallways, in a world that didn't get you. What it actually means now. This is the collective anthem of a generation feeling stuck and left behind. The lyrics are about feeling lost, hurt, and left out in the dark. Are no longer about high school drama. They're about being shut out of a housing market.
Out of the housing market.
Being trapped in a career with no ladder and feeling a profound sense of existential dread about the future. The isolation is no longer a personal feeling. It's a shared systemic condition.
Fuck.
Oh, man.
Fuck.
That's why it's called the Fortress of Solitude.
The Fortress of Solitude, yeah. You can't, I mean, we'll never afford a home, so we're building a Fortress of Solitude inside of ourselves.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That has to be like the same feeling. Okay.
Wait.
Lyrical evidence. Simple plan. Welcome to my life. To be hurt.
To feel lost. To be left out in the dark. To be kicked when you're down.
To feel like you've been pushed around. Welcome to my life.
Yeah. I just want to read that part again. The lyrics about feeling lost, hurt, and left out in the dark are no longer about high school drama. They're about being shut out of the housing market, being trapped in a career with no ladder, and feeling a profound sense of existential dread about the future. This was fun at first. I kind of enjoyed this. Now I'm kind of thinking that I need to start rescheduling my therapist. I think I need to
We all probably do. Yeah,
we all probably do. Except therapy's so fucking expensive, it doesn't matter.
Except I go to mine weekly, and you need to schedule yours.
I'll reschedule. Yeah.
When was the last session you had?
Are we gonna do this right now?
Yeah. Why not? What's
7 weeks ago.
Okay.
Okay.
That is so insane, though. That's that same teenage alienation feeling and feeling like nobody understands what it's like to be me. Like, as an adult, this is how we feel. No one understands what it's like to not be able to afford a house and, not be able to build a career and make enough money. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, those are pretty spot on, feelings that are close together.
Yep.
Crazy. Okay.
Tough one.
The last one. This is the last one. We can do this.
Okay. The White Knight Fantasy. What we thought it meant was a righteous, empowering anthem about standing up to an abuser and saving a girl from a toxic relationship. It felt heroic, morally simple, and deeply romantic. We were the good guys. What it actually means now, laughably naive, it accidentally gave us a savior complex. It taught a generation that a healthy relationship wasn't one between two equals, but a project where one good person fixes a broken one. It glamorized dating someone with intense drama because it gave you a heroic role to play. It created a deeply flawed model that centers the savior's ego and romanticizes trauma bonds, setting up for years of codependent relationships.
Oh my God, I just can't even.
Whoa.
Okay, what song are we into here?
It is Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Face Down. I think it's foreshadowing in the description.
Let's sing it.
Do you feel like a man when you push her around?
Do you feel better now?
Yeah, but he says face down in the dirt. She said this doesn't hurt. Yeah.
She says I finally
Yeah.
Okay, I can definitely see.
I can see this. Yeah.
I love that song.
I love that song.
I could definitely see the savior complex there
Yeah.
because we want to feel like in control and feel like a hero.
Yeah.
And the toxic relationship. And that we could fix.
You need to save somebody.
And it does kind of romanticize maybe trauma bonds in a weird way.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like a lot of the movies we watched back then were about that too.
Probably,
it was about the guy like trying to convince the girl that her boyfriend was a piece of shit because he was a piece of shit, and then eventually like winning her over.
Yeah.
But like he had to save her from her piece of shit relationship.
Yeah.
Or there was the girls too. There were girls movies like that too. I mean the whole Taylor Swift one where she's like,
I don't know if you got
doesn't know you better than I do. Where she's like,
the music video.
yeah, she's like she wears short skirts. I wear t-shirts. Yeah. She's cheer captain and I'm in the bleachers. That was all about like how like she'll never love you like I do. She's fucking shallow and I'm going to love you more. And it was still kind of about that yearning for something that wasn't yours and knowing that that person would be better off with you because you're better than the other person that they're with. Maybe not as much of a savior thing in the Taylor Swift thing.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
still.
it's a definitely interesting thing. I think maybe it's more of
Or
like
Paramore.
the nerdy girl wanting to be seen sort of thing. But now that I think of Taylor Swift, I was like, was Taylor Swift ever the nerdy girl?
I think she's still kind of a nerdy girl.
Is she?
I mean,
I don't know. She's kind of a global
she's not
superstar.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. Okay,
yeah.
but my point is that like, yeah, if you put her in a room with a bunch of different people, like she would still be a little bit of like a square, I think, probably.
I don't know. Maybe that's a man's perception on it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way. Cool. Okay. We're midway through.
Okay.
We're going into our personal stories, the nostalgia builder.
Great.
So I guess we have 2 prompts here. Take us back to the technology of emo, the AIM profile, meticulously crafted with cryptic lyrics, the burn CD you made for a crush where the track order told a whole story. What was that ritual like? Oh my God. Okay. I can do this. So, shout out to Selena if she's watching this. This was one of my BFFs when we were teenagers. And we like, I don't know, as teenagers, you like do nothing, right? You just ride around and like yell at people. Because it's like funny.
Yeah.
Because they're like, who fucking yelled at me? And you're just like giggling. And we had this burn CD that I think one of my sister's friends made or something. It was called Amber. And it just had like the bangers. And it was like random stuff that we hadn't heard really. And it wasn't like super on mainstream. And like, I don't know, I just remember her and me like loving that. Mm-hmm. And it was just like a whole thing. We were like definitely weird as fuck. And we had so much fun. And we just, like, laughed all the time. Yeah. So I remember burning that Amber thing. And we always were like, oh, we need to find the songs on Amber. And it's not very easy to track because they're not very popular songs. So, yeah.
I'm thinking of, it doesn't say anything about it here, which is funny, but I'm thinking of Facebook. I'm thinking of building a... Right? Facebook? No.
MySpace.
I'm thinking of MySpace.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking of building my MySpace profile. I'm thinking of putting on my song and, like, hoping that the person that I wanted to listen to that song listen to that song. Whether it was, like, a fuck you song or, like, an I love you song. I remember being in somebody's top 8.
I know.
Remember how big of a fucking deal that was, like, life.
I just can't believe that we did that.
I mean, I can.
Like,
it's so shallow. It's perfect. It's exactly what American culture has been.
Like, this is my top 8. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't even, if we got, we had to make a decision like that now as adults, I think it would be like, ugh.
Dude, when you got bumped down the list for some dude's new girlfriend, you'd be like, bro, we're best friends.
Yeah.
Did you bump me? For your girl?
Yeah.
It was like really a big deal.
Well, there was like a top 8, but then there was like a top 4.
But that came later, yeah.
Yeah,
And then there's 16s and all this other stuff. But
yeah, it was, I can't believe we rated each other like that.
Well, remember you used to only be able to put one song on
Remember
your
the
profile?
bulletin boards where you could like collectively all write stuff to,
Yeah.
and everyone could see it? Oh, that was crazy. And then all the MySpace photos. Oh my
I
God.
remember you used to only be able to put one song.
We were literally like little mini coders because I remember doing HTML and you could go on the websites like My Block or whatever it's called, and like they would have like block templates,
Yep.
but then you would build on top of those block templates and you would do custom HTML to like design certain things, right? And I got like really good at it, and like I don't know, that was a whole thing. And then Facebook decided to take away our coding skills.
Yeah.
And then Facebook, years later, took away everything else that we had.
Took away everything else.
Awesome.
Took away our freedom.
Yep.
Prompt 2. Let's talk about the car. What was the song you were screaming alone in your 1998 Honda Civic? And what does it feel like to scream that exact same song with a totally new set of problems in your car today? Do you want to take this one first, or should I?
You go first.
So, first of all, I never had a 1998 Honda Civic.
Me neither.
And I didn't have a car in high school either.
You didn't have your license, so that might have been one of the reasons.
Yeah. Well, I got my license when I was 17. But, yeah, I think when I was younger and I was driving in the car and I was singing songs, there's two different things. One of the big ones for me was Kid A, Radiohead. The whole album. Just the whole album from start to finish, I think, was really incredible. And I think that it spoke to... It was just perfect to, like, zone out and drive and, like, not feel anything, right? And you would just drive and you'd get in the fucking zone and just, like, listen. And it had this really cool way of kind of, like, hypnotizing me, let's say, to not thinking about anything. I can't sing the lyrics because I don't know what most of the words are, but I like listening to it still. The other ones for me are like Rage Against the Machine, right? And if we're talking about like particular songs, it's the Renegades album, right? It's all hip hop covers, and everything is tied into like government and how fucked up they are and them being corrupt, right? And I feel like singing it now, it all still feels that way.
Yeah.
But before, I was a lot more like fearless, like fuck you, like I'll say it to your face kind of thing. And now that I have a job and I have responsibilities and I have a reputation to uphold, I can't be that young shithead singing lyrics that loud. And like you get to an intersection, I'm gonna like turn the radio down and be like, I hope nobody hears me listening to this. They're gonna come get me. The government's gonna come arrest me. I'm listening to Rage Against the Machine. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I still feel very similar, but I feel like the level of commitment to the cause is a little less than it was.
Hey, I mean, we are doing a podcast about upward mobility
That's
and
true.
systemic issues.
That's true. Yeah.
So, that's kind of a more adult version of fuck you to the systems.
Yeah.
If you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you? What was your car rides like?
What
was
did I have?
the song?
I had... God, I don't even know.
Can you think of any of the songs on Amber?
Oh, no, I can think of the songs. I'm
What
just
songs
trying
were
to think
there?
of the car. I don't know what car it was. I can't even remember at this point.
But what were you listening to?
It had rolling windows,
of course it did. Good.
And we would like hang stuff out to dry it because like we thought it would be funny and stuff. Okay, so song-wise, Kid Cudi.
Oh, yeah.
Just like...
There you go.
I would definitely sing Kid Cudi like at the top of my lungs, and it would just like hit me to my core. I think you could always feel his sadness in there, right? And when you felt isolated and depressed, like he was right there with you, right? With his earlier music. And I think now when I listen to it, it's super nostalgic, right? But it makes me realize how complex something like sadness is. Right? Because while it can still take me back to like those moments, it puts me in a more contemplative place now as an adult, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And then, what are some of the other things? I mean, I listened to a lot of rap, I think around like 17 and 18. Because, before Bia Bia, the rapper that exists now, I was actually the OG Bia Bia. So I had, done a little rapping and freestyling back when. And yeah, Mac Miller too was a big one too. Yeah, so I think, yeah.
Yeah, I guess Blink-182 was another one that I used to listen to a lot and would sing that. And I don't really listen to a lot of Blink-182 anymore. Not for any reason in particular. It doesn't come in on my playlist as often as it used to.
Yeah, then I think the emo songs were a little bit earlier before driving, but I think those were always easy to scream your scream out, I'm trying to think if there's... I did listen to Drake. Not a huge fan of Drake now, right?
Drake's emo.
But, that's kind of like with so many artists. When you listen to them earlier on, it's just like, yes.
I mean, people change.
And people do change, and their situation changes. And that same motivating grit or whatever you find in their earlier career voices might not look like that anymore, right? But yeah. Tap my fucking name on you so I know it's real.
That's right.
I definitely scream that a lot in the car. Yeah.
to yourself, screaming at the top of your lungs.
Tap my name on you so I know it's real.
Okay. Now we're into Forging a Healthy Adulthood from Angst. Okay, thank God, because
we do need a little anger and sadness.
It was getting pretty dark.
All this stuff in our lives.
It's getting pretty dark.
But we're gonna now go to the empowerment mode.
Good. I need it, please. Okay. You want to go?
You can go first, yeah.
Okay. So, earlier we were talking about the self-worth barometer, right? The intrinsic anchor. Core belief. Your worth is non-negotiable and exists independently of your achievements or anyone else's approval.
I don't like that.
Sounds like what my therapist was telling me.
Yep.
That's probably why I stopped going to him. No, sorry, that's not why. In action, this is you consciously decouple your value from your outcomes. You celebrate the effort, not just the win. You treat failures as data, not as a verdict on your character. You practice self-validation, learning to be your own only one, so that external validation becomes a bonus, not the entire source of your oxygen. I feel like that's tough in the childhoods that we were in, which the childhoods that we were in was all about external validation.
Yeah.
But I will give this credit as that is what you need to do and what you need to practice.
I think that's really, really hard to do, though. I think it's way easier said than done. I do like the celebrating your efforts, not just the win, right? Yeah. I think we're trying to get better at that. We definitely don't take moments to celebrate things in our life, even big wins, right? Because people are like, oh, even small wins, do you celebrate those? But I think it's not the wins, it's the efforts. Mm-hmm. It's the moments of wow, I'm really pushing through this. This is so incredibly hard. Think about how character building that is, that sheer amount of effort that I'm putting towards this. Yeah. And even if it doesn't work out, because again, that's the thing is they're not always wins. Sometimes it's a lot of losses before there's a win. And so just acknowledge all that effort for all those losses. Yeah. It's easy to see a win and be wow, cool. How did you get there? How did you do that? But the losses and all of those things, people don't show all of that, right? Yeah. And that's, I think, definitely something worth celebrating. But yeah, for ourselves personally, I think this is something, we got to think about more for sure.
Yeah, if I wake up and I set the goal to run 10 miles and I run 6 miles and I go, well, that was a fucking waste of time. It's you still ran 6 miles. That's still pretty good. Yeah. Right? I'm thinking specifically to a person that I know that tried to run the Moab 240. They got to 199 miles and they got disqualified because of time. You still ran fucking 200 miles in 3 days. That's insane. That's wildly talented, you know?
No, and I think, yeah, I think we all could get better at that for sure. But yeah, I think going on our childhoods, we were definitely in a world that, God, like external validation was like everything.
It was everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just society. I mean, it was in the household. The household taught us that external validation was important.
Even like the weird stuff like sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Obviously, I'm very tired. That's so gaslighty. You know, that's so like external validation stuff. You know, like words do hurt.
Yeah.
But then also I'm externally supposed to like not have it hurt me.
Yeah.
But like also then sticks and stones can get thrown at me. It's just very confusing.
Well, mine was, don't you want to be handsome? Don't you want to look nice? Don't you want to look nice was like every day. Don't you want to look nice? Don't you want to look nice? Don't you want to look nice? And it was like, oh yeah, I guess I do until I turned 16 and I was like, fuck it. And I wore tie-dye shirts and I wore cargo shorts and flip-flops in the snow and I let my hair get all long and curly and I was like, I don't care what anybody thinks anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because it was just like, this isn't fun anymore. No, I don't want to be handsome.
Fuck it.
I don't want to look good.
But then that's also like hurts you so much deep down because you're always in your back of your head being like, I'm not handsome.
Yeah, I'm just being like myself and for some reason it's not enough.
Yeah, I think mine when I was younger, let's think external validation. Yeah, I think it very much came from like, oh, that's what you're wearing.
Right.
Oh, that's what you're doing. And I'm like, yeah. And it's like, oh, I just wouldn't choose that. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know, oh, like I wish I could afford you braces. Yeah. Like, oh, well, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for that.
I think trying to give your child guidance, however poorly executed that was, on an outfit is one thing, but to say it about something that you have no control over is pretty fucked.
But even an outfit, it's so strange. Yeah. Could you imagine us telling our daughter, like, oh, that's what you're going to choose to wear? Like, oh.
Yeah. I don't care. Whatever you want to wear it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah.
And if I don't like it, I'll just say like, hey, is that what you want to wear? Cool. Awesome. You're just asking, you know? Because why? Why does my fucking opinion matter?
But also, like, why do you gotta ask?
Yeah.
Right?
That's what you're wearing. Wear it. Yeah.
Yeah. You're already wearing it.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? Like, throw shit on you to wear? Yeah. You know? And then you have this frustration of not being able to express yourself?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Clearly, we have some stuff.
now you get the counter to romanticized pain.
Okay, so the counter to romanticized pain, the alchemists. Core belief: pain is a signal, not a destination. Its purpose is to be acknowledged, honored, and then transformed. Okay.
Okay. I'd like to see this in action.
In action, instead of wallowing, you get curious. You ask, what is this feeling trying to tell me? You treat burnout as a sign that a boundary is needed or a change must be made. Okay.
Good luck with that.
You channel the raw emotional energy into something productive. Therapy, journaling, creative work, or a difficult but necessary conversation.
It seems like neither of us are thrilled with this one.
The nice thing is we don't have to score ourselves here. But,
yeah, sure.
Again, it just feels like a little easier said than done. But like I do like
feels like I need to tattoo this on me so I know it's real.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. You treat burnout as a sign that a boundary is needed or a change must be made. I do like that. When you're burnt out, you know, I don't know why I didn't think of that. We've been burnt out a million different times and we're just like, okay, we just need to get we just need to get ourselves to like not be burned out and like be like okay again. But it's like, no, maybe fundamentally a change needs to happen, you know, otherwise the burnout will come back or a boundary is needed.
I think that's the most important takeaway from that, right? is the romanticized pain. Like, if you're in pain and you're uncomfortable, change something. Mm-hmm. I think that's the moral of the story. Do something to make it less painful or not painful. Mm-hmm. 3, the counter to the codependent anthem, the independent heart. A healthy connection is formed by 2 whole, independent people who choose to build something together. Okay. You cultivate a rich, fulfilling identity outside of your job and your relationship. You invest in your own hobbies, friendships, and values. You bring this whole self to the table, creating partnership in work and love that are based on mutual enhancement, not desperate need.
I like that.
I love that.
I think that's fucking awesome. I think building something together, and investing in your hobbies, friendships, and values, like you're bringing your whole self to the table.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. And I think that's something we need to focus on is mutual enhancement, not desperate need.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be clinging on to something so much, right? It should be not easy, but there should be an ease to which you move within a space,
Yeah.
Because nothing is going to be easy, right? Relationships are going to take work, hobbies, interests, your life's work is going to take work. It's all work. But I think there's different ways in which you can kind of, again, move through that.
Yeah. I think to me that makes a lot of sense. I mean, it reminds me of like that saying, like, it's a relationship's not 50-50, it's 100-100. Mm-hmm. And it's about like bringing your whole self to the table. And I think it's also saying like you need to take care of yourself and you need to develop yourself, not just commit everything to the relationship,
And that relationship could be with many different things in your life,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Right. You've got the grandiose gesture answer now.
Counter to grandiose gesture, the steady hand. Core belief, emotional maturity is found in consistency, not in constant crisis. Woo! Okay. In action, you learn to self-regulate. You create systems and routines that protect your nervous system from overload. You find power in quiet, consistent action rather than loud, dramatic declarations. Ooh. You build a life that is resilient and stable, creating a safe harbor for the world's chaos instead of adding to it. That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is on point.
It sounds almost like building a lot of good habits and rituals was what I'm understanding this as.
Yeah, but before you hit overload.
Right.
Really, and it's what it says. It's learning to self-regulate. Mm-hmm. You're learning to regulate where you're at and assess like, oh, this is what I need. Mm-hmm. Being able to anticipate your needs before it gets to a place of depletion. Right. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And adding, again, having a safe harbor from the world's chaos instead of adding to it with your own chaos in your own head, which we all do. It's like self-sabotage. And again, one more time with this core belief. Emotional maturity is found in consistency, not in constant crisis.
We were talking about crisis on last episode.
I mean, yeah. Crisis is all around, right?
It is all around.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think we mean to be in crisis mode. I think we just... so many things happen and they all happen at once. And then you're in crisis mode.
Yeah. I feel like for 2 people in an outside sales role effectively, which we are, that happens a lot because there's so much variability. There's so much different. It's not like we go and we punch in at 9 a.m. and we punch out at 5. That's not what happens. That's not the life we live. We already live lives of like significant need for being dynamic, right?
Yeah, and then in addition to like living in a high cost living city, having a toddler, there's a lot of things that feel like crises. But again,
the fact I guess that finding every time I watch the news, it looks like we're about to be in the next World War.
Yeah, that as well. Okay, want to read the next one?
Sure. The Fortress of Solitude that we were discussing. This is the counter for that. That's the bridge builder. Core belief: the most powerful truth is that you are not alone in your struggle. Vulnerability is the antidote to isolation. Okay, I already like that one.
Mm-hmm.
In action: you intentionally dismantle your own fortress by taking the risk to share your feelings with trusted people. You join communities, you reach out, you operate on the radical belief that someone can understand. Sorry, it's almost midnight. I'm yawning. You turn welcome to my life from lament into an invitation. That's a little cheesy, but I
Yeah,
get it.
that end part is cheesy, but I like that a lot, you know, that you intentionally dismantle your own fortress by taking a risk to share your real feelings with trusted people. Again, I think that's just, you know, we all know what it's like to be isolated and alone and have those feelings. Now, when we can share those feelings out loud and other people can connect with those, that's super powerful.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's freaking half of this podcast, right? Being able to connect with someone, you know?
Being authentic. Yeah.
Yeah, and showing up as yourself. And it's not always perfect. We're tired as hell now,
pretty
if you
tired.
can't tell. And I still probably have to send more work emails after this, and it's midnight.
I gotta be in the airport in 6 hours.
And this is literally like our life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but we're still showing up.
Still showing up.
In the way that we're showing up, and it's not perfect.
I like that it gives you actionables. You join communities, you reach out, and you operate on the radical belief that someone can understand. I like that a lot.
And like, you know, doing this podcast, putting ourselves out there, don't really want to do it, but we are going on the radical belief that someone out there can understand and also can connect with this content.
Yeah.
And that's what's probably going to push us through, you know?
Yep. All right. You got the last one.
The counter to the white knight fantasy, the equal partner. The core belief: the goal is to support someone's agency, not replace it. True strength is a partnership, not rescue. In action: you show up as a supporter, not a savior. You listen more than you advise. You ask, what do you need? Instead of assuming what's best. You empower the people you love to fight their own battles, reminding them that you're right there beside them, but you don't fight their battles for them. You hold their sword. A little cheesy with the sword thing.
Cheesy, yeah.
But
well, I'm holding your sword. What the fuck are you fighting with? Bitch, you're gonna die.
Your fist.
I'll get your backup sword. Actually, it's your other sword. It's your offhand sword. Yeah, but anyways.
But I like, you know, that they need to fight their own battles. I mean, honestly, that's a really good way to think about it, because I think, you know, even as us as partners, we try to fight each other's battles all the damn time. We get each other wound up.
Well, we love each other, and I think we get defensive over each other too, you know. So like when something happens, it's like, you know what? Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely get defensive for each other. And again, we try to fight each other's battles, I think, a lot. And by doing that, we don't even fight like our own battles, which then it becomes a whole thing.
But I think like the point of it is that like it's not just like the battles, it's all of the shit. Right? Again, it's just like tonight, you know, we're going into our daughter's room to turn off the light. You need my help, and then you were like, I'm going to do it myself. I need to do it myself. You know what I mean? And I was like, cool.
Yeah, and I had to get the stool.
Right.
Because I can't reach up and get the light.
Yeah.
Because her bedroom is a closet. And
welcome to my life.
And, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm about to be with her for the next 4.5 days by myself. Yep. So I need to get the stool out anyway and go turn on that light.
That's right.
And I think, again, by doing things and supporting your partner in this way and your friends or whatever, you know, someone's agency, right? So you're able to provide them with the acknowledgement of like, fuck yeah, you got this.
You can do this.
And like the strength, even when it's like, oh shit, this is really hard. You're like, you got this. And you don't even need to say you got this, right? You just kind of let them process. You ask them what they need. You're there for them. But you don't assume anything. You don't try to fight their own battles. So that when they are able to show up and fight a battle, whether it's a small battle or a big battle, you're like, fuck yeah. Mm-hmm. You did it.
Yeah.
And they get to feel that like weight of like, yeah, I did do it.
Yeah.
you know, versus someone fighting their battle for them kind of thing.
For sure.
So that's pretty cool. All right.
Okay. Do we read this?
Not necessarily. So basically our closing manifesto. What's our closing thoughts here, Chris?
Closing thoughts. I think that it's funny to analyze the music that we listen to and to try to figure out like how they got it right and like how it's not even necessarily, I mean, maybe in a way, right? Like they're talking about how they got it right or how they guessed it or whatever, but like also in a way maybe it like kind of conditioned us, like the savior thing, you know what I mean? Like all the movies that we watched, all this other shit, you know? It's so I think that's part of it, but I'd also be really interested to like dive into other genres because obviously this is not the only genre that affected us.
Well,
right?
I wonder, the irony of it all is almost crazy, right? And so like I think there's a certain level of resiliency that it also conditioned us to, right? In a weird way, you know, these like emo songs kind of primed us for the reality that we're currently in, and that these emotions that we are feeling are emotional and they're big, and you're going to want to like be in them a little bit, and you're going to need to release them. I think the biggest thing about the emo music that we grew up on was it was a form of release. It released things that felt like impossible to release, and it did it. And so now as adults, we have these big things. The situation is clearly different. It's not just like heartbreak and, you know, whatever, like I'm lonely and nobody understands me kind of thing. It's obviously a lot more complicated than that through an adult perspective. But those feelings totally still remain, and they feel more overwhelming and bigger and complicated. And like, what do we really do to release those?
Yeah.
I mean, we could try to sing more music. I think that does help every once in a while. Like the emo music, let it out, let it rip. But like the screaming, the getting it out there, I think is so important. So like, what are other versions of us able to do that? Or what are other versions of that to be able to release that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me hold your sword.
Okay. Let me fight with my fists.
That's right. Yeah. No, I think, you know, this was really good. I think that it posed a lot of really great kind of like solution oriented things. It was a little painful to read the beginning, you know, they're like wildly accurate and pretty unfiltered. But it's good. I mean, I think that like it helps put things into perspective.
And I think by the end of the day, we do have this, but I think what we have to realize is we do not have this by ourselves.
Yeah.
I think it's so easy to retract into yourself, but like think about how we're raising our kids, right? That almost, I wouldn't even say it's natural because it does take certain levels of focus and like paying attention and mindfully making decisions, right? About how you're raising your child, but we're able to do that, right? Yeah. And so I think us needing to figure out our worth and figure out our place and what is right and what's not, and the systems that are fucked, you know, like we cannot do that by ourselves. We do that with others.
Right.
We do that with speaking to each other. Like, I think that's the only way any of this is going to be done. So, I mean, again, I think the empowering part is like you are truly not alone. Mm-hmm. And I think the more that we realize that, the more we connect with one another, we'll just kind of be like, okay, yeah. Yeah. And I think the more we can feel like, oh yeah, we can do this. We got this.
When also like building little habits to not get overwhelmed quite as much.
Yeah.
And like, you know, channeling your feelings, journaling, things like that. I mean, like you said, besides just like singing at the top of your lungs in the car, to like let it out and to cry and to, I mean, that in a way that's kind of like that grandiose gesture as well, where it's just like screaming at the top of your lungs or whatever, and then you're like, okay, I feel better now. It's like, well, did you feel better, or did you just get a dopamine hit? You know what I mean? Probably a little bit of both, but mostly dopamine, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That can exhaust you later on. Yeah.
Right.
It's a wild ride that we definitely don't have all the way figured out. So
should we do karaoke for the people on the way out?
I mean, you go for it.
No, I don't want to do it.
You got it, babe.
I was just kidding. I just wanted to see if anybody really wanted to put up with the torture.
Yeah, what do you got for us?
No, I don't want to do karaoke. Fuck that.
Putting you on the spot now.
No, I'm not doing karaoke.
Do one of the emo songs.
No, I'm not doing karaoke.
A little bit.
No.
A little bit.
No. It's over. This podcast is over.
All right. Good night, you guys. We need to sleep.
Good night, you guys.
After I send my work emails.
It was, yeah, I still need to finish packing. It was a painful one, but a fun one nonetheless. And I hope the next time you're listening to your emo music, you're thinking about ways that you can grow from it.
Cheers.
Cheers.